Hey everyone, Eezore here, and I have another advice video for you on the game Clicker Heroes. Now this is going to cover mainly going to be covering the relic ideas, or the relic system, and also the mercenaries. It's also going to be covering kind of what heroes to kind of put a lot of your points into and what to be focusing on as far as who's good to use and who's not good to use. So I'm going to start off right off the bat with the relic system. Alright, so relics. Relics you'll start getting randomly. I don't remember when I first started getting mine. I know I got some from when I first started getting the mercenaries. I don't remember when I got the first mercenary either. I apologize. I don't know when you first start getting these things. It's been a while. But let's actually start with the mercenaries because I remember I got that one first because I got my relic from a mercenary. So mercenaries, you can have up to 5 of them. They're just little minions that basically go out and will collect you random things. They can go on different kind of quests. For example, right now I have my top one here going for its souls, so I'm going to get 118% of my quick ascension worth of hero souls. So if I look at my shop, I'm going to get 1900 hero souls if I did a quick ascension. So basically, he's going to come back with at least 1900, possibly more if that goes even higher. I don't really know what goes with how to get the quick ascension to go higher. I think it's either based on how many souls you have at the moment or how many souls you've hit, like total. But in the end, he's going to give me a lot of them when he comes back. As you see, the one right below him, he's going to be doing the same thing, but it's a lot less. It's only 20% instead of 118%. There are reasons for that, which I will break down here real quick. Next one's going to be gold, and then rubies, and then gold again. Now, there are a couple of different factors with the quests. First off is how long they go for. They go anywhere from they have a 5-minute quest, a 15-minute quest, a half hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, 1 day, and 2 days. I think that's all of them. So, I think that's all of them. I don't really know. But that's all I've seen. And they range from obviously the souls, the gold, and the rubies. You can also go out and get a chance to get relics. You can also activate your skills. Now, these all there's a lot of things to consider with what quest to send on. First things first, if you look at my actual, let's go with the very top one here, my Sparky. Sparky is a demigod level plus 11, and he's a fabled with 50% hero souls from quests. What the hell does all that mean? First thing is just his name. It's completely randomized. You can't change it. Second thing is his level. They do level up. They start off at level 0, I want to say, maybe level 1. But in the end, they keep leveling up. He's level 19. The higher level they are, the more quest reward they get. Either directly, like with the percentage for how much they're going to get, or for example, this plus 1 ruby and 67% chance for another. That is hands down because he's an extra. He has an extra 4 times chance, or 4 times quest rewards. Meaning it might be only when you start off 50% chance or 40% chance to find one relic. But the more they level up, the higher they get, the more things that they bring back. Now, the next thing that comes into play is the Fabled. That's just how rare they are. You have Common, Uncommon, Rare, and Fabled, I think, is the last level. There's also apparently Leroy Jenkins, which I've yet to find. I've gone through a lot of mercenaries, but I've not found him yet. I don't know yet. But then the last one there is the 50% Hero Souls from quests. That is just completely random with what they do, but the higher rarity that they are, the better that is. So since he is Fabled, which I think is the highest level, he gets an extra 50% souls from quest rewards. So on top of the fact he gets 19 times 19 times the quest reward, he also gets an extra 50% boost, which is why his quick ascension is so much higher than the next guy's. Is just there's so many factors into it. So that's what all that means. As you see, this guy's got an extra 5% gold, recruitment speed, gold, and then gold. So whenever I have a chance for gold, I always try to get it on this guy. The extra gold. Same with all the other ones. There are the Hero Souls ones, the really good ones are that. So, yeah. Like I said, there's a couple of different timings. When your minions go out, with the exception of recruitment quests, they have a chance of failing the quest and dying. If that happens, you can either resurrect them with rubies, or you can sell them for the gold. Now, if they're really good, like for example, my Sparky here, I will never let him die. I will never let him die. He is way too good to ever consider dying. So, if for example my 5% gold from quest rewards goes out and dies, I have a 10% here and I have another 5% here. Not that big of a deal. Pretty much I just use them until they either die or until I'm like, okay, it's time to get something new. You do get the gold. You do get some gold for if they die. Otherwise, like I said, you have to spend rubies in order to get it back. But they're a non-stop resource if you use them right. Oh, excuse me. Something in my throat today too. Oh, that's embarrassing. Anyway, you do want to make sure to use them. They're really good resources. I always have mine, all 5 of mine out. 5 is the max you can have, and they're always out getting stuff. I try not to go more than 8 hours because that's like, it doesn't tell me what chance they have of dying, but I just have noticed that the longer they go out, the higher chance they have of dying, so I don't like setting them out for like 24-hour ones. I used to do that all the time until a lot of them died, and I think Sparky was killed one time doing a 24-hour one, so I'm like, yep, not doing that anymore. But that is that. So that is the Mercenaries. Like I said, I would have them running out all the time in order to get stuff because they'll always be bringing you stuff. The Relics. As I said, you get Relics from completing quests. You have a chance to get Relics. You also, after you hit 100, level 100, zone 100 I guess actually is what you could call it, you will have... It's really confusing to how to say this. Let's say your maximum zone you've ever hit is 200, just for easy math. There is a creature called the Relic monster, and he has a chance to spawn anywhere from floors 100 all the way up to, I think it's the 60 percentile of wherever your max floor is. So if your max floor is 200, your 60% of 200 would be, what, 120? So he has a chance of spawning anywhere from 100 to 120. I think that's how it works. It's somewhere along those lines where he has a chance of, like, he only has a chance to spawn for the first little bit after 100. But the higher up you go, the more chance you have of seeing him. He has a very low spawn rate. I see him almost every single time, except for like my first Ascension. I didn't see him because I only got to like 140, so it's like the first 10 floors. You can sit on those floors. I think. Nope, I lied. I just remembered you cannot sit on those floors and just keep spawning them because he has to be on somewhere where you're clearing. He has to be a new one. But he will get you a guaranteed random relic. So always want to make sure to watch out for him and kill him whenever you see him. Like I said, you can only find one per Ascension, and you almost always find him once you start hitting like level, I'd say like 300 or so. At least I always do. So, and with relics, they have 1 to 4 different perks. And of those perks, they're all randomized. They all give extra levels to ancients. So for example, this one right here only has 1. He has an extra 2.55% chance to spawn the primal bosses. This one has 4. It has a 2.33% chance to spawn primal bosses, extra seconds on lucky strikes and click storms, more heroes, so on and so forth. Here only has 2. Chance for extra gold, and the hero hiring costs and level up costs reduced. And, oh, excuse me. Same thing with this one. It's got 4 different ones. They all do something different. These really, they don't necessarily change how you play. Oh, I had 2 here as well, I guess. Yeah, so they don't really change like how you play. You pretty much want to get the same ones. The biggest thing you're looking for is plus primal chance and plus primal hero souls. Like for example, this one, I don't care about the other 2, the duration to the particular ones. I only care the fact that it's got the extra chance to spawn primal bosses and the extra primal hero souls. This one was better than what I was using, which is just I found this one and I hadn't found anything better yet. And with the chance for times 10 gold, that's almost a 1% chance. Like eventually I want to try to get that up to a 1% chance of just instantly getting 10 times gold or whatever I'm at, which is awesome. But then the hero hiring cost is awesome too. So generally, if you can get the chance of primal bosses, the hero reduction one is really huge in my eyes. And then there's also one that the chest spawn rate and the chest gold. I found one in my last Transcendence that I had plus to primal boss rate, plus to chest spawn rate, and plus to chest gold. So it was a trifecta of just awesome. You can level these up. As you saw, I just salvaged my items. So when you salvage them, you get forge cores. And now it costs so many. I have this one pretty well leveled up, so I can't do it. It costs 256 forge cores. This next one is 84, and I only have 68. This next one is 64, and I have 68. So I'm going to go ahead and level this one up. And as you see, it adds on levels, and it just makes it all a little tiny bit better. So that's why it's so huge to kind of keep leveling them up. you're always going to be better off swapping them. There's no like one, hey, this is the best relic. It's all random chance. And as far as rarity goes, there's no guarantee. Like I have had whites that are better. I think the one that I just mentioned before was white, which is common, and then uncommon, then rare, then epic. But I don't see any point to having looking for epics. Like there's no point. There's nothing better. They're just a random chance of what they have on them, as far as I've seen anyway. Yes, I just happen to have 3 epics that are better than that, but that's because I was like the first 5 I found. So I got really lucky in the fact that I found those right off the bat. That is the relic system. Like I said, I don't necessarily love it all that much. I think they could do a lot better just because it's too randomized. Like there's no, hey, there's a way to get a really good one or there's something like that. It's all, hey, just hope you get the best, the end. Like it's too randomized. I don't like it. So I don't like relying on them all that much. Oh, I got an extra hero thing. Oh, sweet. Mass Samurai. That's the best one. So those were those 2. Like I said, they kind of unlock after so long. I don't remember exactly where the Mercenary comes into play, but once you start getting them, I just go to town on them. Like those are so good nonstop to have. So I'm going to talk about next what to do after maybe a little while. I don't know exactly when I kind of started doing it, but as you notice, I just got Dread Knight, and I'm working on my way to get Atlas right now. But Frostleaf. Frostleaf you will get stuck on until pretty much forever. Like, it took a long-ass time to get to Dread Knight. Frostleaf stops being good about level... What is his last one? 75? I think it's 75. Yeah, 10, 25, 50, 75. He stops being good about, like, level 75 to 100. After you start getting around that level range, because he just kind of goes up at a set rate, and it's no longer all that great for monsters. After level 200, at level 200 and every level after that, for your heroes, every 25 levels after that, you will get times 4 damage. So as you see here, my Ivan is at level 1625. At level 1650, he will get an extra times 4 damage. So if I give him an extra 25 levels right now, he'll go from 2.7 to 1.09846. So as you saw, he just got an extra times 4. He does get those levels as well, so it's not like he only gets the times 4, he gets extra levels. But it's the fact that he gets the times 4 that makes him so good. Now, at level 1000, instead of 4 times, it's 10 times. And I think it's every 1,000 levels after that. So if you're level 2000, it'll do 20 times instead of just 10, or it'll be 10 times as well there. And so it's 10 times every 1,000 levels. So this is really big for a couple of reasons. One, once you start getting to that plateau of Frostleaf no longer really being good anymore, what you want to do is you want to go back and start leveling up Tree Beast, Ivan, and I do Brittany just because I've noticed that she's actually really good as well, and pretty cheap. And once these guys get to 1,000, like as you see, these are 1650. Tree Beast does 20% damage. Ivan does 45% damage. If I do 2 levels into Brittany, she now does 53%. So it's like them going up 50% just made her go from, oh, she's doing 8% damage, now she does 53% of my total damage. And that's just how they go. They kind of just go back and forth. So I will leave the Gilded Heroes on these 3. But the biggest one is the Masked Samurai. I try to pull as many as I can or get lucky with him, because he is by far, he's the second best hero in the game. And since you get him so early, he is like one of the best ones to have early. Atlas, I think, as far as I know, from what I've been told, at least this might be outdated information, he is the best gold to damage ratio, and so he's the one you always want to put everything onto, but Masked Samurai is very much right behind him, where he's very, very good as well. And you get him really early, so it's like he's so good to have. So like I said, that's what I do, is once I start getting out there, it took me a little bit, once I hit like the 1,000 for 2 of these guys, ever since then, it's like, okay, they just take off and they do so much more damage. So like here, I put, I think, 75 levels between the 2 of them, and now I'm just killing everything instantly again. So you just go to town. Like it's so good. Oh, King Midas, he's the worst. So that's what I would recommend doing, is trying to get as many levels as you can, at least 25 at a time. I always do 25 at a time. I don't bother doing singles anymore, into those 4 heroes. Once you unlock Atlas, I'd start doing Atlas for a little while. Once he hits the 1,000 barrier, he's pretty much the one that you go to. He's like the damage king after 1,000. At 2,000 for these guys, they kind of pull it back a little bit, but he's so good. So, like I said, focus on those 4 in particular until you get Atlas, and then even then, keep focusing on them. They'll be your main damage dealer for the longest time until Atlas gets way up there and gets all the Gilded Heroes. Yes, all of them, because he is the best. You will eventually come to a point like my last Transcendence. I was able to get to Atlas in no time because I had so much extra money and so much extra damage that I was able to just fly through and get to like a rank 1,000 in about an hour. So you will get there, trust me. It just takes a long time to get to that point. As you saw, I had 1,200 freaking hours into this game. Oh, that's gross. I should do the math on that. See how many days that is. But I do still try to get the extra souls, even though I'm so high up for the hero levels. I know it's really kind of useless because it's only a couple of extra souls, but in my eyes, I'm sitting here anyway waiting for the 25 bracket for these guys, so I might as well just go an extra 100 levels and all these other ones. I generally stop about 6 levels shy. I use the scientific notation, so I'm at E53 on the very top there, so I will stop at E57-ish. I might do even 48. Yeah, I'd probably do up to 48, but that's where I stop, and it's just something to do while you're waiting for these guys to get their levels in. So here, Mass Samurai 25, and now he's just taking off again. And then I'll do it into probably, I think, Ivan next. And then he'll take off again because he's doing... they just do so much damage with these things. But, again, that's a lot of tips and tricks for you. Don't really have much else to explain about this game. That's kind of everything. Like I said, I don't really do the clicker build ever. I've only seen a couple of different versions of it. I don't think it'd be more viable than the idle one just because of the ancient, because you really can't beat 1500% effectiveness of all idle bonuses. Like, that's just huge. That's so big, and you can't compete with that with any of the clicker builds because there's no ancient that does that. So just my opinion. What do I know? I'm just a gamer. But yeah, that's about all I got. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you do the active build, the clicker build, and how it works for you, if it's any good. If you have a variation of the idle build that I do, if you do something different, if you know better, like I said, everything I've looked up has said that Atlas is king, and then Mass Samurai, and then after that it's just a shit show. So if you know of anything better than that, by all means, let me know in the comments below. That'd be awesome. Or like what works for you, what you think is best. But ultimately, that's about all I do for this game, and that's how I'm playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time sink. It's really relaxing. It's just more so the fact that I'm trying to get the achievements for it, and I figured I'd help you guys out with that. So. That's all I got. If you like other video game related content, that's kind of what I do, so consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I've been Eezore, and until next time, keep your story going. Atlas!